Villains with the mint. The mint just went live, right?
It just went live.
Yes, it is alive after months of work. It's finally here, and we couldn't be more pumped. Like I'm so pumped that I've been pumped for like 13 hours straight. Like as soon as I woke up, so like I'm starting to fucking dip now. But Christ, but you know, public launch has renewed that vigor. So yeah, it's Christ. Here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah, you've been up for quite a while, right? Because the pre-sale was, correct me if I'm wrong, but that started yesterday, right?
Pre-sale is 24 hours, started, yesterday, and then it just ended an hour ago, and then we reset, and now we've got public sale.
Yes. Perfect.
So, yeah, I'm gonna put the page up. I minted a few of them, and like the splash background alone, I think is already really cool.
So that 4 you got, Ian?
Yeah.
Nice. Gonna make it.
The one from the hero pass and the villain pass, and then managed to grab 2 more.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. You're well stocked.
Yeah. I think my biggest question is, because I was looking through the different stages that are going to be happening, and they're 72 hours apart, right?
Yep, 72 hours apart. So I think you're going to have this sort of base placeholder with the GIF flashing images. Penguin, correct me if I'm wrong, that will be 72 hours we'll have the base. Like while
So
the public sale.
yeah, as soon as public sale ends, be that a maximum of 72 hours or hopefully earlier, right. Shortly after that, we'll deploy base 0. So everybody's going to have the base NFT, and then every 72 hours after that, your NFT will evolve.
Gotcha.
So when you get base 0, you'll get the character, what they look like, and what they're wearing?
Mm-hmm. You'll just... Oh, well, Ross would know better. I thought it was just an outline of the character, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think the outline of the character would be what we have now. Like we've been discussing what the best option would be. I believe we forgot about the outline character. We just use that for the placeholder. So Evolve 1 will have the base character with the hairstyle, the clothes, the extra, the beards, you know, whatever. Even different races, by the way. I'm not sure if you remember the Merman base model. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, and the elf, incidentally. So different base models.
My favorite one that I've seen.
The creeper, we call him.
He looks super cool. Is that like one, or are there a bunch of him?
There's just one of him. So he's one of the very few limited one-on-ones that we're releasing in here. So they're going to use the same backgrounds and such, but they will replace certain characters once they get to the final evolution, which is evolution 6. So there's only 14 of them. I think we announced it in Discord already, so no biggie if I say it here. So yeah, so we're going to start off with our base character, and it's just going to be the gray background that you see on the website there. So that'll be Evol 0. Now Evol 1 will be, all right, you're going to get your background next. So you've got your base character, and now let's see what setting he's going to be in. So the story unfolds a little bit, like what's going on here. So base character, 72 hours from now. Evol 1 with a background, 72 hours from then. Next, you get your first artifact. I'm not sure if that's going to be the left hand or the right hand. There's artifacts specific to each hand. And that'll either be like a steel bar or a lead pipe. As you see in the image there, it could be a sword, could be a dagger, could be any sort of weapon. The left hand is mostly weapons. The next evil will be artifact number 2, and that'll usually be in the right hand. So, well, his right hand, our left hand side. So as you can see there in the other evil, he's got these knuckle dusters, brass knuckles. Yeah. And with this, you also get a closed hand or a closed fist or an open hand. And the open hand could be holding any sort of thing. So it could be anything from, you know, a book, a scroll, a skull, a crystal, who knows? And
School sounds cool.
yeah, I'm pretty proud of the crystals actually from an artist standpoint, because like all the transparency and the like, I know, just like blending all the layers into one actually works out really cool. So you can see what's behind it, and I know it's just a good effect. I'm sort of getting off topic, but so then Evil 4, which is the real, what would you say, the money shot, is going to be powers, the superpowers that you get, and we created a lot of powers. Like there's 3 of us in the art team, me, Jay, and obviously Mark McKenna, the legend. We spent about 2 weeks on the powers alone. Made a big list, made sure they were all looking awesome, and it's it's going to be something else. So I don't know how many days in we are from that point. I mean, it's getting close to 12, maybe 12 days later. Next would be Evolution 5. That's your captions, so your flavor text, and I think we can see it just at the very end evolution image here. Right, there's a bit of brown behind the white text there, and that's just a little extra sort of flavor text to give you, all right, what's this character about? Like, this is the sort of thing that he would say. And I think, if I remember correctly, I can't see it on the image here, but because this guy has telepathy, he's saying, that's right, I think every insignificant thought is a potent weapon. And it's related to the power, and to perhaps his final alignment. We're kind of already thinking, all right, he's in a prison cell. He's looking pretty rough and smug. He has to be a villain, and that's the sort of thing a villain would say. So, villain, prison cell, kind of fitting. Just the flavor text really gives it a bit of a personality. And then the final evolution would be the reveal: is this a hero or a villain? Like, we'll all have our suspicions. We'll all have our guesses. There'll be some subtle and not so subtle clues in the artwork. But the final evolution will give you the actual confirmation if it's a hero or villain.
So that was one of the questions I was thinking. Like, if I had one and it followed the path that this character does, and I get to stage 5 and I'm thinking this totally looks like a villain, is there a chance that it's not, just because of like it being random?
Yes, I think some people will get a surprise. I don't. There is certain paths for which items and which powers you get, depending on background and what makes sense there. But I don't think the alignment has anything predetermined at all. Your caption should give you a good indication, but there's nothing to say that it can't change, or you won't be surprised.
That's cool. Yeah. We like any sneak peeks on what you're most excited to see on somebody's figure?
Nothing that I have to hand, because I'm not on my PC just now. I wish I could show you some cool stuff. I know if I can say, I mean, we may as well, because we're
just say it.
Yeah, it's public knowledge now.
But say it cryptically.
Cryptically, okay. Epic weapons. Oh wait, shit, that wasn't cryptic. Epic weapons. What's happening with epic weapons is you get a ring or an amulet that matches a power or the artifact that is in your right hand, and essentially, if these two match up, there's only certain combinations that can match up. You will get your weapon transformed into an epic weapon, and the epic weapon is essentially, well, it's mostly cool art, but it's also a little extra, story to your character. Not story that we tell. This is a story that you make up yourself. But the epic weapons are something that I'm really proud of, and well, they look epic. So, what else can I say?
Are there going to be any sort of like, because I know y'all have done competitions in the past, like there was one, probably my favorite one was with the the powers and like guessing what the different powers were based on the art. Are there going to be any competitions to see like who writes the best lore or something for the character that they get?
Yeah, absolutely. There are no details on it yet, but obviously we will want to be interacting with the community. We want to keep on giving, and that's just a great way to do it. And mayhaps the comic book may feature some, heavily inspired stories by such potential competitions. So yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of that, and it's what we really want to happen is for people to create these stories and share it with us, and really, we want the same sort of rivalry and battle between the heroes and villains in the Discord. Although it's went down a bit now because everyone, like, just so many people are coming in, new people coming in, and there are questions this and questions that. It's still going, but it's not as focused as we'd like it to be. But we're going to get back to that,
For me, I feel like I'm kind of waiting to see what it like before that I got what they decide for me if I should maybe defect or stay a hero. I kind of picked a hero because I felt like I had more people in it at first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, villains, they were a quick starter, but heroes have maintained not a great lead. It's always been very close, but yeah, heroes on top still, and thank goodness, because we're the best.
So, are you in the hero army or?
Oh, absolutely, from day one. I think a lot of myself. Got to be a hero.
Are there any like big members on the team that went the villain route?
Various, one of the head cheeses, is a villain, and he's been a great villain actually. He reminds me of Skeletor, like almost every post that he does. I'm not sure if you remember the Skeletor meme, like it resurfaced recently. It's like Skeletor just comes along and says a random disturbing fact. And he's like, Skeletor will return next week with more buggery facts and whatnot. It's the scoundrels, it's quite entertaining. But that's my image of Various. He went villain and he's played the part perfectly. I think Jay, also on our team, Jay Defoy, he has gone villain as well. And although he's not been as active as we'd like, but obviously he's been swamped. So what can you do? But he's representing for sure.
Yeah,
Mark, I don't think he's chosen an alignment, preferring to stay neutral, which is fair enough. But his alignment is legend, so can't do better than that.
Yeah, that's a good alignment. You're saying he's been hard at work on the art, and I'm assuming you have too, because over 40 million unique combinations, I'd imagine that means there are a lot of different pieces you could get in your figure.
Yeah, some of them were small, like some artifacts that don't take a lot of time, but some of them are a lot bigger. Like the thing that I was surprised took the most time was the backgrounds, and I shouldn't be surprised really because I've done so many, but I just had it as an afterthought. It's like, oh yeah, the backgrounds, I can do them in a day, all of them in a day. And I didn't happen. And there are different versions of backgrounds. So, for example, you've got the prison cell, and you can see, if you scroll up just a wee bit more, you can see, all right, we've got the sort of blue daylight window, and everything's sort of clean-ish for a prison cell. And then you scroll down, you've got this sort of moodier red glow. You've got blood in the sheets and that.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Yeah, because this is clean, and then so this dude's definitely a villain.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody in his prison cell.
Yeah. So when I say there's some subtle and not so subtle clues, like that's what I'm thinking. But even when you're looking at it, unless you're actually looking at it and focusing on it, it's like some things you'll miss. But yeah, there's so different versions of backgrounds.
There's even there's blood on the wall here. He went to town on whoever was there.
Yeah, spared no expense with the ass beating.
Yeah, it's something I just noticed. There's a whelps on the wall. That's a cool look that out.
A wee Easter egg, eh? So there you go. You're just looking at it a bit more, and you're like, oh, look at this, look at that. It's there are things to notice if you care to look. And I think that's why it's one of the projects. Well, one of the many reasons why it's one of the projects to keep a hold of and actually see where this is going to end up. There's so many things that can change that you may not even notice, but in the end, looking at it, like after Evol 6, you're like, Jesus, how far have we come from this simple base character to a badass supervillain, you know? And especially even more, the one-on-ones are awesome as well. And I think it'll be interesting. Like, some people are just going to get really surprised, like, oh, this hero is great already, or this villain is great already. This supposed, who knows what it is before you get to Evol 6. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see or read the reactions that we get from the people that actually receive them, you know?
And so you're saying with the 101, so that comes at the end after stage 6. Also, actually, real quick, somebody in the audience is asking how long till Evolution 6. That would be 3 days for 1, 6 days for 2. Then
I think it's 18 days in
I
total.
think it's 18 days. I've done the math a couple times now, but I always have to redo it because I don't trust myself with math. So I'm like 72 times 3, carry the wall. It's like 1 million. I don't know.
Close enough. But for me, it's like, all right, 72 times, but how many numbers? Is it 6? Is it 5? Or is it 7?
Courier says 4 million days at least.
At least.
Yeah, that's cool. So you have a good incentive to hold at least.
For at least 4 million days.
How many years would that be? That's a few lifetimes there.
At least.
Yeah, just one whole eternity.
Yeah, exactly. We designed it this way.
Yeah.
So
if you look at sorry to interrupt, if you look at Whelps, which was another Master Bruce project, which had the same same sort of evolution mechanism, you know, Whelps caught fire. Not to say it wasn't on fire before all the evolution started, but it really started getting popular after the evolutions because that's when people knew what the rarity was. That's when the rarity hunters could comfortably go and actually get the ones that they wanted. So it benefits everybody. You know, if you sell after your first evolution, you know, you could be selling that one of one and have no idea.
Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask earlier. Is so Ross mentioned that the one of ones will pop up after stage 6. So does that mean like I could be going the path of this guy in the red shirt, and get through like all 5 stages, think I totally have this solid guy, and then all of a sudden it turns into what'd you call him, the creeper?
Yeah, the creeper.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if the plan was to change it. So instead of the character that you've gotten to know through the evolutions, I'm not sure if we show him in a final alignment or if the final alignment becomes the one-on-one. So it may be at Evol 6 and not an additional Evol, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the idea of an additional Evol, so we'll see. We'll put it in suggestions and see what the devs say. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And quite frankly, there's some things that I like not knowing, right? Like, yeah, I'm on the team, but I don't want to spoil it. I want to know where my origins are going. I want to know if I have heroes or villains or some of each, or we don't know.
Well, I've seen some of Marios's maps, and these are Excel sheets, you know, sort of saying which artifacts can go with which backgrounds and powers would be best suited. And Mario's, shout out to him, he's done a great job on it. But I didn't want to look too closely. All I wanted to do was make sure that the names of the items, of the assets that saved matched up, and then just leave it. I'm not gonna spoil it for myself as well. I've got 2, by the way. I've got the 2 passes, so I've got two base characters to follow. So I'm pumped about it as well.
Yeah, I It's gonna be cool. Yeah. Will there be like, because there's gonna be the comic book? Is there anything else down the road for holding that anybody will get, like airdrops or anything of that sort?
So we had a question earlier, not quite the same question as you're asking, but when will phase 2 happen? And phase 2, which is sidekicks and henchmen, that's going to happen sooner rather than later. It's not a, correct me if I'm wrong, Ross, but I don't believe the time frame is next year. I believe the time frame is closer than that.
For sidekicks and henchmen, eh?
Yeah.
Or comic book.
Sidekicks and henchmen.
Yeah, sidekicks and henchmen definitely. The comic book potentially.
So there you go. So only the people who hold an Origins will be able to mint a sidekick or henchman. So if you bought the pass previously, you'll get a free sidekick per every hero pass you have and a free henchman per every villain pass you have. And then on top of that, you can mint your sidekicks or henchmen additionally for every origin you have, I suppose. So there's value there. There's built-in value to this Origins NFT immediately, in that if you are a completionist and you want to have a whole collection of something, you've got to hold that Origins or eventually buy it off the secondary market if you decide to get in late. So I think it appeals in that regard as well.
Do we know what the sidekicks and henchmen are going to cost, or will it be like a free mint?
So currently the price is 1.5 Sol. However, if Sol continues going to the moon as it has been over the last few days, that will certainly be revisited.
It makes sense. And I'm assuming, so the like the discount that comes with the hero and villain passes will happen there as well, right?
I have to double check. I think in lieu of a, let me double check right now. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I just have to figure out I have to figure out where I filed it in my amazing organization system, which is just which screenshot on my desktop is it?
That sounds very organized.
Yeah, I'm a pro. Yes, 10% off sidekicks and henchmen as well.
Awesome. I think we've got another question in the audience.
The event the mint price is lowered, is the compensation for minters going to be received the appropriate? So we've had no formal discussions about lowering the mint price. Can you clarify, Crutches? Are you're talking about the mint price for sidekicks and henchmen, or for the current for Origins? So for Origins, obviously, we're already in the middle of the sale.
Yeah, that one's probably.
We'll have to see where sales go, but again, we're all about quality over quantity. So, is there a world where the price of the Origins mint could be lowered over the next 72 hours? Certainly, I can't rule anything out, especially if Sol, if Sol goes to $500, we're going to have to look at something. But to answer your question, what the reality is that as a Master Brews project, you can believe that we're going to take care of our community. So when we decided to lower the price of Origins, we refunded the equivalent amount of pass back to the holders. At some point, if that value needs to be readjusted, we're going to look at what's doing fair for the community. That doesn't necessarily mean a refund. That could take the shape as bigger discounts or additional free mints. But we're not going to rule anything out, and we're going to make sure that it's a solution that the community is happy with.
I think free mints would be a pretty cool one. That would be, I don't know. I'm always a fan of free mints.
Yeah.
Who isn't?
I just want my heroes because they're cool.
Yeah, free mints are awesome, and certainly you were smart to take advantage of that pass, because you're going to have the most opportunity to get free mints. I suspect once the pass is listed on Solanart, we're going to see an interesting rush to get those as well.
Because those are like, people can't mint those anymore, right?
No, the only way to get it is, I mean, technically there's no current way to get one. Eventually it'll be through secondary. We've reserved a few mints for cross promotions or other sales. Not certain exactly what that's going to look like at this point, but there won't be a public sale of them again. That's for sure.
Definitely glad I hopped on that while I could then.
Yeah, so yeah, things are moving quite swiftly. We've already sold about almost 300 since public sale began, and we're in it for the long haul. It's a 72-hour mint. We'd love to sell out earlier, but I don't gauge the success of a project by whether it sells out or not. It's partially gauged by the community and by what the future will bring.
Yeah, quick sellout is really only a gauge, in my opinion, for how well it's going to flip. Like,
right.
Immediately, that doesn't really say anything about the long-term value, because, like, I don't know, a completely like useless and poor art NFT that just has the right kind of hype behind it could sell out and then in a few months be worth next to nothing.
This is our first project on Solana, and we are learning a lot of things. We came into the sale prepared and aware of Solana, but Solana has a really strong community, and this sale is kind of breaking the mold. Solana community is used to 1 SOL or 1.5 SOL mints, but they're not used to the type of premium art and premium quality that this sale brings. So I think for some people it is a tough sale, but I don't think we're going to see this floor get below the mint price. And so people who do end up wanting to join in once they see all the value and benefit in the art are going to wish they hadn't considered 2.5 SOL too high.
For sure. It's definitely an investment. If you're looking at buying it, it's an investment, because 2.5 in fiat, well, I didn't do the sums. It is like 500-ish, I think.
Yeah.
I actually haven't checked the price of Solana today, probably to my detriment, but
I think it was like 203. I could be wrong.
So we were talking 90 at about, yesterday I was doing calculations at a 190 price point. Now it's at 208. So that's a pretty big jump in one day.
But yeah, it's like, it isn't one of your projects you want to flip. Like, because I mean, there will be flippers that can afford it, but I feel like the people who are flipping aren't the more experienced ones, or they're more impatient. They're like, I want to make a quick buck, so let me get this. Like, and I feel they wouldn't have the funds to actually invest and then flip and then see what happens. It's a serious investment, and I think it's going to be great for the floor price, because if you only have people who really want the project, they're not going to let it go easy, especially in the first 18 days where you're like, all right, well, I need to hang on to it, even if I don't like it, even if I want to flip it, because who knows what I'm going to get. It might be super rare.
It could completely change into a 1-of-1 at the end. So
yeah, exactly.
Best to wait.
For
Plus,
sure.
I feel like it's only going to add value as the stages compound onto it. Unless like there's speculation at where somebody's hero is going. Maybe that's why they try to buy specific ones off the market. But
yeah, you could try to guess. I agree with what Night Crash is saying there, that for them, this NFT is a piece of history. And it is. I mean, if you're a comic book collector, if you're a comic book fan, if you're a Mark McKenna fan, if you're a Ross Campbell fan, these NFTs are not literally one of a kind, except for the one of one mints, but they might as well be one of a kind. You're not going to see another project like this anytime soon. Unrelated or semi-related, if you are a fan of history, especially comic book history, you want to check out the Discord, the AMA with Mark section. Yesterday we posted 4 videos from Mark showing off his personal collection, the stuff that's never gone for sale, the stuff that he's kept after having drawn them. And I've got a couple more videos to post today. So I would say, even if we haven't convinced you to buy, even if you don't want to buy, even if you're anti-buying things on Solana, check out AMA with Mark in the Discord because it's got some really cool videos.
Yeah, I need to go watch those.
Yeah.
My Discord responded very well to that. Eh? Like you can tell the hardcore fans basically are like, "Oh my god, it's Mark."
Yeah.
And I'm in there as well. You know, like, "Oh my god." Even though, you know, I work well, I still get a bit giddy.
You know, I didn't know, I've been honest that I didn't know who Mark was before coming onto this project, and I've never been the massive comic book fan. You know, the current Marvel Cinematic Universe is about the sum total of my comic book knowledge. But, you know, when I get an email from Mark and when he sends me a video, I'm like, oh, cool, I just got an email from Mark McKenna and I'm the only one who's seen this video so far. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That's a big deal. He's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Were
yeah,
those his books that y'all were given away too at the toward the beginning of the Discord being open, or at least toward the beginning of when I joined? There's like a giveaway for like an actual like mint edition comic book.
Yeah, we've given quite a few away. For pass holders, we did our first exclusive giveaway the other day, which was to give away a Marvel Legendary prize pack. Yes, it would not shock me if giveaways for tangible items were to continue, be that public giveaways or just for pass holders, probably some of each.
I really wanted to enter that one, but I was like, yes, it shouldn't be wasted on me. But I was like, damn, the guy who got it, Dwistatel.
Well, yeah, Dwistatel, yeah, he went to a righteous cause, that's for sure.
Good man.
I missed that one. Where are the? Oh, do I need to register as a? I probably need to register as a pass holder or something.
Oh, let me set you up right now. Yeah, it was one of those. So there's collab land for other blockchains where you can just sync your wallet to Discord and it'll show you what NFTs you have. There is one solution like that so far for Solana, which I'm aware of. But it's a million hoops to jump through just to get started. And then you get started with the hard work. So we haven't implemented that yet. At some point, we'll need to. Sanika, you are set up with both Hero Pass and Villain Pass access. So you should have access to the exclusive, Pass exclusive channels, they're called.
It's where the elites hang out.
Yeah, and me.
This set, that's a cool set to have won.
I know, right? I was like, I'll just make another Discord and see if I can get in there. All sneaky, like, you know.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I like that it's got Deadpool in there. I feel like he's a little forgotten about sometimes. Not with like the most recent movie that came out, but especially before then.
Yeah.
Which I would assume this is from before then, based on the art.
I think so. Various, the villain on the admin team, is a true comic book fan. I think it's one of the things that inspired him to try to get a project like this together. And so he has all of these cool things, and now he's decided to give them away and cover shipping. So that's pretty good. I think the furthest we've sent to We had one guy in New Zealand. That's pretty far from Montreal. And I want to say United Arab Emirates, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So, Unseen Hero, it is too late to become a Mint Pass holder. You will need to DM Sanyika directly and make him an offer for one of his. I'd start at least 10 times what he paid and go from there, personally.
That might be a little tempting with how Sol is going. Like, I've been really tempted to. I kind of wish I'd done more. It was just there's a lot of Sol, and I'd kind of invested into it, hoping that this pump would happen. But man, like those have got to be going for a lot once they hit the market. It's going to be pretty cool to see. I might let one of mine go when I find out what heroes I got. But even then, like, I can always make my hero be a villain. I can just write.
Yeah, there you go. Eh?
Write it in.
Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it says it's a villain doesn't mean you can't make it a hero in your mind.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, why take heed of reality? Just everything's better in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, reality hasn't mattered for quite some time these days. So,
well, there you go. You make a good point. What is reality even? So let's start the philosophy show. Okay, the next section of the show.
One thing I think we could show people real quick, mostly because I can't seem to find where to click. Where is the sale on this?
So
page?
you've got to connect your wallet. It's odd to me that there should be a connect button right under the 1800 UTC. You may need to, try logging in as you are and then refreshing the browser and see what happens.
We'll be back.
Troubleshooting NFT sales with Sanyika.
Okay, so I got it up. Where?
Right. So refresh, I guess.
I feel like it's because I hadn't refreshed since before the public sale went live. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Yeah, so it's 6.
So that's how many remaining. So we've done about 300 in the 43 minutes that public sale has been open. That will continue. We've got a lot of media lined up for today. We've got a lot of tweets and retweets and influencers, and we had a TikTok video come out about it earlier today. But we're not blind to the reality of the market right now and to the reality of what Solana, as I said earlier, the Solana community is used to. So I just hope people don't regret making the decision not to buy for what will clearly be a comparatively lower price once it's all said and done.
Especially, I mean, if you want to make like and this is what I was thinking to myself about the passes and why I wish I'd bought more is that's even better investment into Sol, because even if I could sell it back for what I paid for it on the market, and Sol had gone up, I still get that run up in price effectively.
Yeah, well, your discount of 10%, if Sol goes up 100%, is still 10% of that. So
yeah,
should be very valuable, I think.
Say a link in the chat real quick. When will the bridge between this and Solana art be made?
Bridge between this and Solana art in terms of when will listing the project happen, I guess. Solana art has proved to be a little less good at communication than we thought they were. I think they're copying the OpenSea model a little too closely. They have all of the information. We are waiting for them to list it. I suspect it will be up right around the time public sale closes.
Okay. I feel like it kind of makes sense to wait for the public sale to run its course because like otherwise you're going to get people hitting secondary thinking the sale's already out, like it's already all sold out, and then like they spent all their soul buying off secondary when they could have just gone to the sale. That's something that happens often on the Wax blockchain. Like you'll see a project with like half of the sale sold out, but they're already selling for more than if you just bought it from the sale on secondary.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why they're waiting, just to prevent that sort of thing from happening. Although that would be a pretty good market to arbitrage.
Sorry, I'm just reading through our Discord comments. I'm trying to get people to come ask them here so I can answer them live for everybody. Will public close even if all the minting doesn't sell out? That's right, 72 hours. You've got 72 hours to make your purchase, and then these origins will disappear for anyone who hasn't bought one.
Are there any plans with, I guess it's kind of hard to make plans when you have no idea how many are going to be left. But are there thoughts as to what would happen with the leftover supply if they be?
I believe we've committed to burning them.
Okay. That'd be pretty.
Should be sad. I'll shed a tear for each one that will never see the light of day, but just makes it more exclusive. And if there's one thing that most collectors like, not just comic book collectors, it's exclusivity. Don't burn Creeper, please. Yeah. I know.
My mind, that'd be so sad.
The only way to guarantee that, Zeno, is if you go buy all 6,700 remaining mints right now. So,
yeah, no promises. Burn what you got to burn.
We should go sell a few houses.
We'll start with Creeper live on stream.
There you go. I'd literally burn it, you know. Live stream of just like taking a computer hard drive and flamethrowing it.
So the passes were 5.5 SOL. All of those pass sales have completed. You get quite a lot with the pass, including a free Origins mint and a free Sidekicks and Henchmen mint, which brings you 4 of your 5.5 SOL back immediately. And then you get discounts on future mints, and you get to party with me and Ross and Mark McKenna in a private artists lounge. So Mark's already been in there chatting. I think he'll be in again today at some point. And
he was in there as soon as we started.
Yeah, and it's really cool, and you can tell that our pass holders have a real passion for that and for him because, because nobody's really given him any trouble or given him a hard time. Everybody is very polite and respectful around him, which is nice. Not that you have to be. I've spoken to him. He's just a regular guy. He'll give it back to you just as good as you give it to him. So,
not to encourage, you know.
What did you say? Sorry.
It's like not to encourage, you know,
insulting. Not to encourage bad behavior. Yeah. I just wait. I'll give I'll give Ross ban powers and let him go to town.
Yeah, I was telling Penguin, don't give them to me because as soon as I get a whiff of, I don't like this guy, I just got to start. Chris, no, not a good idea. But you know, if it needs to be done, I'm your guy. I can take care of it. I have no conscience whatsoever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted. We just got rated by Sammy Snake with 88 viewers. Thank you so much, Sammy.
Thanks, Sammy. Thanks, Sammy Snake viewers. They have a name, don't they? Snakies or Snake Team Snake?
I don't actually know.
Snake Assassins.
If you say enough guesses,
what do you all call yourselves?
Snakers. Snakers, check out the Heroes and Villains Discord if you haven't already. Get your 2.5 Solana and buy into what is becoming an exclusive, more exclusive by the moment, NFT project. And your chance to watch some videos from Mark McKenna, your chance to interact with Mark McKenna. Although he's just gone idle, so we'll have to ping him a few times, but that's okay. I have an email from him saying I could ping him, so that's legal proof right there. Snakes, and snakes. Crittercraft, guys, nice to see you.
Yeah, that's a fun project. I love the I just love playing that mini game. I think it's so fun to watch.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm really hoping they're doing like plushie parts to try and get like a plushie version of the grubfish, and I think it looks so. It's like adorable and gross at the same time, which is just like impossible not to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while we were calling them no, we were always calling them fish, but then we thought it was ninja stars that were going to get them and not saw blades. So that's not relevant to anything, but yeah.
They kind of do look like I thought that at first too. Yeah. They kind of remind me of like the movie Saw. I feel like that would be the type of mini game you would see in that movie. Maybe not as puzzling as the mini games they have, but
Disgusting but cute. Yeah.
just a little like
Sounds like my ex-wife. Sorry, that's a joke I make far too often.
Shots fired.
She doesn't know what a Twitch is.
No, I suppose.
well, at least not the kind that's online. I've had a few people where I'm like Twitch, like I tell them I'm streaming on Twitch, and they're like a person twitching, and I'm like, that's no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just sit there and like Twitch in front of the camera for an hour. All right, so back to the heroes. So what other races are there? Because there's the like Aqua Man, Merman. Are there any like alien races beside
Yeah,
that?
we've got aliens. We've got well, just the one race, mind you. So we've got aliens as sort of your typical alien, grey skin, sort of no human nose sort of thing.
Or like Voldemort. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like it, in fact. We also have demons. We have celestials. Celestials are like angels, and we also have the elves, which we see in the preview there. So it's 5 non-human races. Is that right? Yes, 5 non-human races, and then human races. I suppose you'd call them different skin colors. I think how many are we got? Like 8 different skin tones, I think, as well. Which was a bugger, actually, to paint it all because it's not just like a flat color. You know, it's actually shading in that. So there's a bit of figuring out how to get that done properly. But no, everything's looking sweet.
I'd imagine with like the grays and everything too, that probably was a challenge on the aliens to make it be like consistent but a different race at the same time.
Yeah, but it worked out because they're looking fine. I did prepare previews. I'm not sure if they've been posted yet, but there's an alien one in there. I've not prepared a demon one or a celestial, but they're around. I mean, there's going to be a lot of time, I think, to show this sort of thing off anyway. I
posted the sneak preview of the naked lady. I was like, oh, boobs. I'll put that one up.
The naked lady. Oh yes, the naked lady, of course. Oh man, where's the naked lady?
It's the current most recent post in sneak peek, not the exclusive sneak peek, just regular sneak peek.
As a pass holder, you get exclusive sneak peeks, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh yeah, so this is the alien. All right, let's pop this up.
Pretty sure. Okay, so I'm certain she's naked. Might not be a lady, but
But it looks like a lady. You know, there's certain parts that might be
right.
feminine or not. You know, who knows these days? But yeah, that's the alien. Anyway, that's one of the aliens.
That's why.
Just go through all the sneak peeks, but honestly, everybody should hop in the Discord and check these out themselves because there's a lot to look through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
No.
pull one more up because I want to know if this is a 101 because it looks like it, or maybe this is just armor. It makes me think of like a headless horseman type.
Right. No, that's not a 101. That's you would get that in powers in your power evolution. So one of the powers would be unholy armor, and that would be spawned from the artifacts that you're holding. There's also a holy armor, so it's got a counterpart. But I think we just posted that one in sneak peeks because, you know, it looked pretty rad. So
Yeah, it looks awesome.
yeah.
I like the like sort of like stone, but not stone. You
Mhm.
can't really tell what it is, and like whatever's on the chest is really cool.
I sort of chainmail chest hangy piece cloth. Who knows?
Yeah.
And also the all the sort of discoloration, maybe dried blood, maybe not. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I see that now. Yeah,
Very cool.
that's when you know art is good when you have to look at it a second time.
Yeah. There's all this like small things that you try and add in to tell a little bit extra story. You know, it's visual storytelling is what we call it, and yeah, it's what you try. It's the best
I'm
thing.
gonna put this one up to show the like open hand that you were talking about earlier.
So this is Lydia, my favorite nun, gas mask nun. Don't know why she's called Lydia, just fitted. I think I started watching what's that thing called again? The show there, Penguin, that I talked to you about. The Handmaid's Tale. And there's a
Oh, the Handmaid's Tale.
in it. Woman called Lydia in it, and it's nothing like her, but I don't know, it was just something that stuck. But it's a good name.
The only Lydia I know is like a companion character in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. She takes care of your house while you're gone.
She's got like heavy armor in that.
And carries your burden.
Yeah. I remember her. Good
Is
old Lydia.
101?
Yeah, that's a 101.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, it's nice. The crow green.
Will it be colored or stay that black and white?
No, it'll be colored. There is.
I think the black and white is cool.
I agree. There's possibility for black and white art to be airdropped to holders. At least that's what we're discussing with Various. But we'll see how that goes. I know Solana's been problematic for him, but I think it should be something he can manage.
Yeah, how has Solana been? I've heard mixed responses. Like it's fast, but so new that like tools don't really exist.
Yeah, that's what he's told me. Is it's quite premature and very little documentation. So everything that you do is sort of trial and error. There's no easy, quick way to do things. You know, I'm not sure if he's told you anything else, Penguin. No, I guess not.
Now. Yeah, I'm sure.
Penguin's like, oh my god.
I just found a whole bunch of scam messages in one of our rooms that nobody caught, so I just closed the room. Okay, nobody can see that room anymore. I'll remove the messages after. Yeah, Solana has thrown up a few technical hiccups. For example, pass holders get 10% off any additional origin mints that they wish to purchase. Unfortunately, to implement that, you kind of open yourself up to exploits. If somebody really knew how to, they could interact with the chain directly and kind of, I don't know if they could only take advantage of the discount or if they could set their own discount level and then mint, but we're working very closely with the Solana blockchain devs based on our needs so that all of these things can be implemented eventually. But that's why we moved to a model where we would refund our pass holders 10% per purchase, because obviously you can't have that exploit. So
Yeah, that would be, I mean, you'd see this hit zero real fast if you could just any discount.
Yeah. I mean, that happened with another project that reached out to us. Basically, I'm not a dev, so I don't fully understand it, but there is some sort of exploit where if you're pre-minting and set the price at 0, somebody can just kind of front run you and take that out of the minting wallet.
Yeah, that's something I had sort of mentioned with the hero passes. That was why, which I never even saw, I think, the original ones even come into my wallet.
The ones you have now are still the original ones. That's one of the reasons it's not been listed on Solana yet. We are aiming to have the replacement passes out today or tomorrow. And at that point, you'll see the metadata stripped from your original pass. So it'll kind of just be a null token. You can burn it or do whatever you want with it. But again, it doesn't affect pre-sale ability until that pre-sale's done. Go ahead. That's a good song.
That's going to be so loud. Here, I'm going to, well, you keep talking. I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
It's a good song. That and the villain one is cool too.
I don't know if that was only loud on my end. That just like blew my eardrums.
No, I seen your reaction there. It's like, uh-oh.
Okay, let's see if that's a little quieter. Like that.
Yeah,
I actually checked those. That was cool. I hadn't clicked in on them and watched the video.
the villain. I prefer the villain pass music.
You bastards.
You prefer the hero?
Hey, I am a hero. I just prefer the villain music. What can I say?
What the fuck, man?
Thank you.
It's pretty cool.
That was pretty good.
Makes me think of like Clockwork Orange or something.
Oh yeah, I see a similarity.
What is that?
Clockwork Orange is a fantastic movie from the 80s, maybe even late 70s. I can't explain it. It's a mind trip. It's about a Britain that's full of ultra violence and roving gangs and
So modern day.
just watch it with zero expectations and knowing nothing about it, and be traumatized a little bit by the experience, I think.
Yeah, no, it's decent. I've not watched it recently, but it's holds up probably.
Yeah,
It was interesting.
I haven't seen it in a while.
It's not the sort of movie where you need sort of special effects or anything. Like all you needed was the right camera angles and right
Stanley Kubrick movie.
Yeah, so it is. Quite right.
Someone in the comments, I think it was Dwistaddle, tells me I'm old for knowing that, but
Are you dating yourself?
Yeah. I can date whoever I want. I keep watching.
Thank you.
I keep watching these numbers tick down. You know, it may not be the fastest thing you've ever seen, but it's steady.
Yeah.
Steady.
Again.
Awesome. Anything else we need to cover, Ross? I gotta get not to cut us short, Sanika, but I gotta start preparing for something else now.
No, I think I'm done, man. All I would say is, Sanika, thanks for having us on again. I really appreciate it. You're running a tight ship, like I said last time. I'm actually subscribed now. I've got some in the watch list that I'll get to, but no, you've got a fan.
You're gonna see we've got some Binamon tournaments coming up, so we'll be running those. It's like 3 a week, I think, through the end of November.
Nice.
Oh, why don't you throw out your Solana project, Ross? Give a shout to that one.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I started a new collection on Solana. It's editions of 10, and it's sort of fine art, pin-up cheesecake style art. It's called Chrome Girls. Chrome Girls on Sol C. Chrome Girls is in Chrome the metal, and Girls is in Girls. But it's going for 1 Sol per edition. It's essentially just sexy robots in sort of provocative poses. Nothing. What would you say? Overtly sexual or explicit. But like I say, it's cheesecake.
I'd call them compromising positions, but not sexy. I mean, not explicit for sure.
Yeah. It is NSFW, but it's light, we would say. But yeah, anyone can check that out. Like I say, it's 1 Sol. If Sol's pumping, get in early while you can. Because I want to keep it 1 Sol, like even if it goes to shit. But yeah, I don't know. Check out. There's a Pikachu. There's a.
Is the idea right now?
Yeah, it's minting just now. It's not like a drop. It's it's just up there for people who want to buy. It's not like a big event.
What's the? Is there
Chrome Girls on Sol C. If you type that into Google, you can check them out. But the premise is you've just got some classical icons. It could be like Minnie Mouse from Disney. It could be Bambi, although Bambi's a boy. I've made him a girl, we gender bender. I know, just ideas, we've got a Pikachu as well. I've got a Princess Mononoke one in the works, another Cthulhu one, other ideas floating about. But yeah, 10 editions per piece and 1 Sol per piece.
I think I need some help finding this. I wanna put the link in the chat before we sign off here.
None of that. Chrome Girls on Sol C if you type in
SOLSEA.
Yeah.
Oh.
solc.io.
Yeah.
My bad.
I think my ears are also just not working.
I got blown out by the hero villain pass.
There they are.
Oh, so it's not okay. So I see what you mean now. It's not like a mint.
Yeah, it's not a drop. It's not a mint. It's just I've got them up. If anyone wants to buy them anytime, it's good to go.
Yeah, before we've got a member and a mod in our Discord named Crypto Bingo, and he's just going to buy them all eventually if with enough time. So
yeah, well, he got the first 1 out of 10 editions of each. So good for him, and thanks.
Yeah. Are there mint editions on them?
Yeah, they're in the description. They're not available.
Yeah, sorry for keeping you all longer, but that's really cool.
I'm glad we shared that. That's great.
Thank you, Penguin.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Please find me in the Heroes and Villains Discord if you have any questions. The best way to find the Discord, if the link hasn't been dropped, is to go to our Twitter. HV_origins is the Twitter handle, HV_origins. And then just click on the Discord link, choose your hero or villain, and come DM me and say, Sanika sent me. And then I'll say, awesome.
That one more time before we sign off. Awesome. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Penguin, for coming on. And yeah, any words for signing off before we go?
Yeah, don't miss out.
Yeah.
You'll regret it if you don't get it now.
You'll regret it. Ross is going to come to your house.
Yeah, I'll be overly friendly. You'd be like, how do I get rid of this guy?
Yeah.
That's my superpower.
Thank you, Sanika. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
thank you guys.